So hello YouTube, what I will be showing you today is actually something I think it's rather cool. So the idea is I wanted to create, for the company where I work in, I wanted to create a virtual machine that will be used as a network share for Dropbox without actually having anything on it. For example, the Dropbox is used in the way that you actually have all the files stored locally, but they're backed up on the internet. And the problem with that is that, for example, we have 2 terabytes, almost 2 terabytes of data, and our server is just, filled up. So the idea, let me, drop boy. The idea is to create a server which will be used as a public share, local share for the in our company, that will not store any data on it. I'm sorry, my fucking watch. I'm gonna throw this thing in the trash. So the idea is to have files that are not stored locally but only online, and that a lot of people are able to access it. For example, if you go dropbox.com, I actually googled for pricing, and if you go dropbox.com, you actually get 1 user for $10 a month. So that kind of sucks. So this thing will actually, I would say, well, I wouldn't say bypass it, but, well, you'll get the idea what I will be doing. So anyway, I will be using my ESXi. I have this at home. I use this thing for testing, concepts and whatnot. And you can use either dedicated hardware, which is always awesome, or you can, use VirtualBox or whatever, VMware player, whatever. So anyway, first of all, I will be giving this thing 2 gigs of RAM, and I will be giving this thing 2 cores, just, because, well, we do need a bit more of processing power and whatnot. And I will be using data store ISO file images and Linux. No, I actually have this one, which is Ubuntu server. Do I have? Okay, I have even the newer one. 16 gigs of RAM. I will be giving this thing 2 gigs of RAM. Fuck it, 4 gigs of RAM. Next, finish. Okay, so where is this thing now? It's in here, Dropbox. Okay, but did I connect this? Yeah, I do need to connect this thing. So let's power it on and let's install the Ubuntu. Now I won't be actually doing, specific explanation on how to install Ubuntu because it's, well, almost like installing Windows, but I'll show you the idea of, everything. Okay, so I'll be choosing English, and I'll be choosing actually Croatian keyboard because, well, I am from Croatia, but I'm guessing you'll be, choosing whatever keyboard you want. So, what is my IP address? 192.168.136. Okay. Okay. Okay, whatever. Fuck me. You know what? I'll just delete this thing, and so obviously I'll need the bigger drive, but yeah, I will just edit this thing, and fine, have 8 gigs of disk, whatever. Minor inconvenience, I guess. Okay, install. Stupid. Anyway, I'll pause until, everything checks. So, take 2. Again, Croatian keyboard. Just a second. Croatian, done. Okay, continue with the installation. Done. Entire drive. Done. Yes. Username Vlad. Server's name Dropboy. Because why not? Username Vlad, password 1234. Done. Install OpenSSH because we will be needing OpenSSH in order to connect to the server itself. We don't need anything from here. Okay, and I will be back after this thing finishes installing. Now, while this is installing, I can actually tell you a couple of things. This is quite awesome because you can actually use this thing even cross-platform. You can use it, on Windows, on Linux, and well, on Mac. You'll probably need to install NFS Common in order to mount it on Linux. But yeah, I mean, awesome. So I'll actually cancel the updates. I suggest if you're doing this, you should probably do them. I won't be doing it because this is just a demonstration of the idea. But yeah, most definitely. So I'll be back after this thing reboots. And yeah, I will be leaving everything in the description down below, so you don't actually need to type as I type along with the video. So everything will be in the description down below. Okay, so let's press enter and let's reboot, and I will be pressing Ctrl+T, and I will be trying to SSH Vlad at, let's see whether this thing will actually work or whether I have to do something special. Yes, fuck yeah, yes, password is 1234 and this should work. Awesome. So I can actually close this thing. I do not need it anymore. So okay, first of all, what I need to install is libfuse2, sudo and I need to install Python 3 pip. PIP 1234. Yes. Now what I will be doing next is installing the dbxfs, which is the FS used for connecting your local folder or mounting your local folder to Dropbox. Okay, so sudo pip3 install dbxfs, and this should work nicely. So far so good. Okay, Ctrl+L, and let's see, let's create a folder. Just a second, where am I now? Yeah, okay. mkdir, let's call it Dropbox. And now what I need to do is actually type dbxfs Dropbox, and I need to copy and paste this thing into my browser. So right click, copy. Okay, let me enter into the private mode and let me paste this thing. And I'll need to log in. As you can see, this is where I currently work. Fuck it. Yes. And now what you need to do is click on allow, and you'll get this code. So let me minimize this thing and let me paste that code back in. Now when you press enter, do you want to save credentials? Yes, yes I do. Do you want to help improve? Why not anonymous? And do you want to have this thing as a default mount point? So yes. Now this folder will turn green if you type df-h. You'll actually see in here that we have this thing as a mount. So let's enter and let's see if we have something in here. So we have a folder called hello. Now let me show you. Open Dropbox folder. If I actually rename this thing to hell no and I type ll, you get hell no. Now the first part is done. Now the next thing that we actually need to do is install git. So sudo, let me just exit a bit, sudo, I'm not quite sure, maybe we actually have git installed. No, we actually have git installed. So let me copy and paste the code of what we need to clone. Paste git clone, okay, and this thing will be very fast. Okay, so ll, and we have this folder called unfs3. So let's enter there, unfs3, and we need to install a couple of dependencies, and I will be copying and pasting them in here. So what we need to install is flex, bison, and autoconf. So sudo, sorry, and yes, this thing will take some time, but okay, so we need to bootstrap this thing. Just a second, then it will be done. And we need to configure. Okay, this thing will take some time, but it's actually rather fast. We need to make, and we need to make install. So sudo make install, and that's basically it. Now we need to configure. We need to configure the. So let me show you. We need to configure exports file. So sudo vi/etc/ do we have exports? No, we don't. So we will be creating that exports file, and basically I will be pressing I, so to enter the insert mode, /home /vlad and /Dropbox, which is actually the folder that we have configured as our Dropbox folder. And okay, next thing we have, next parameter we have is the IP address of the either server or the network that we want to allow to connect to our NFS server. So I will be configuring like this, which actually means, well, the entire network. RW, which means read-write, sync, crossmont, and no subtree check. And I believe that's actually it. So escape, right quit, and now what we actually need to do, the last thing is I believe unfsd, and oh yeah, we need to install the RPC. So what we need to do is sudo install rpcbind, I believe. Let's see whether this thing will work, and I think that now we can actually run this thing normally, and we'll be testing it in the another terminal. So let's see. Yes, exactly. So as you can see, this thing is now working. So we're actually done with this thing, and let me start another terminal. So I am at my computer, and I will be creating folder whatever, you know, mkdir / now before I start, I need if you have Linux, if you're using Linux as I am, you'll need to install. So sudo nfs common, I believe, password, sorry, nfs common, and this one is already installed, but if you do not have it, you won't be able to well, mount the NFS. So okay, so let's make a folder called mkdir. So sudo mkdir /mount /drop whatever. Okay, and now we can actually mount. So sudo mount okay, so /home /vlad /dropbox, right, /mnt /dropboy, and that's actually it. So let me open the Dropbox folder, and okay, we have this thing, and let me go to /mnt. Where is my drop boy? So it's in here. So as you can see, if I delete from here, okay, sorry, delete, it should be deleted from here. So if I create in here another folder, it should be created in here. And as you can see, it is. So I hope you like this video, and I will be posting every code in the description down below. But I kind of find this thing awesome, and it's kind of cool because you're not limited with Dropboxes, you know, 1 user, 6 users, and whatnot. Kind of sucky. So anyway, if you have questions, ask them down below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and whatnot. And you can actually mount this thing in Windows and anywhere. Just Google how to mount NFS in Windows. It's basically as easy as this thing. So anyway, until the next time, like, share, subscribe, and ciao. Bye-bye.